Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about everything that got released at San Diego Comic-Con's Marvel Hall H panel. Wow. Okay, so I don't even know where to start. I have the Marvel official article that kind of like compiled all of the information together in front of me. I have been at work for the past 9 hours, which is why I haven't done anything on this sooner. I was retweeting stuff because my break conveniently fell during a half hour of this panel. And so I was trying to keep up with it as much as possible. I was freaking out. Some of the biggest things that I'm most excited about, I think, are the Doctor Strange news, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, Black Widow. There's just, oh my god, there's so much to talk about. Mahershala Ali, oh my goodness. Okay, so there's so much to talk about. I recently made a video about the 4th Thor movie, kind of the Taika Waititi confirmation and therefore the announcement that was going to happen. And so they do talk more about that movie in this panel. I would give anything to go to San Diego Comic-Con. It is so out of my price range in terms of flying all the way across the country to San Diego and then putting myself up in a hotel or even an Airbnb. It'd be just so freaking expensive and I can't do it. But I do like to go to New York Comic-Con. Won't be going this fall because of the fact that I'll be studying abroad, but New York Comic-Con's amazing. And just being in a panel, being in a room where stuff gets released like that, I was in a Daredevil panel for the final season and I was in the Spider-Verse panel. And it was just so much fun. Oh my god, I can't even imagine the energy that was in Hall H right now. So we're gonna talk about this. Those of you who subscribe to my channel and are looking at what's behind me know that I'm a huge Marvel fan. To give some background, I guess, as far as comics, I mainly read Spider-Man comics, but let's just say I have a lot of reading to do based off of all of this. So I got into the MCU in 2016 following the release of Captain America Civil War. That was the final strike for me. I was like, wow, this is really interesting. I need to watch these movies. And I've been head over heels ever since. So also, those of you guys who subscribe and watch my videos know that I'm very nervous going forward for the MCU, mainly because I don't like change and I'm just so worried that something will happen that will topple the Empire. But I mean, they did put out an announcement, which is weird because it hasn't been like, I don't know if it's officially happened as of my recording this video at 1:19 a.m. on the 21st of July, but going into Hall H, according to Box Office Mojo, it wasn't even close. So obviously there are numbers that they're getting personally given to them, but the announcements have come out that Avengers Endgame is now the highest grossing movie worldwide of all time, not accounting for inflation. That is so, I'm so happy about that. I saw it 4 times in theaters and I'm so happy. Okay, so let's finally talk about this because we're a few minutes into this video and it's time. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the Eternals. So, okay, so I've been iffy about some of these castings for a while now. Those of you, again, who watch my channel know that. But I watched like Angelina Jolie say like one thing about how like the fans deserve something good and like how they're gonna work really hard and they know what they need to do. And I'm like, wow, Angelina Jolie, like I trust you now. Because it's hard for, so everyone argues like, oh, but Chris Pratt was already a big star before he went into the MCU, but I was not a fan of the MCU by the time he got cast. That was 2 years before I became a fan, and also I didn't watch Parks and Rec, so I didn't even know who Chris Pratt was. So it wasn't a thing for me. I've never had to like experience this type of thing where like and I'm nervous. My complaint was that I'm nervous at seeing such a celebrity that I associate at this point with being a celebrity and not the roles that they're in. I was worried that it would take me out of the MCU movies. And honestly, I've been worried about Angelina Jolie. I'm worried about David Harbour because you guys know how big of a Stranger Things fan I am. I've seen it 13 times. I am, like, he is Hopper to me. And so I'm worried about him in the Black Widow movie. I'm worried about Kumail Nanjiani. Worried about Salma Hayek. I cannot pronounce any of these last names. There's just some people that I associate so much with, like, a certain image or like a certain role they've been in or something. And so I'm worried about them transitioning in my mind, in like evolving into what is already such an established world. So, but they had everyone come out on stage. It was absolutely crazy. And I absolutely love the logo for the Eternals. I think it looks so good. I need to read Eternals comics. Richard Madden, again, another name that I associate with Game of Thrones. Kumail Nanjiani, Lauren Ridloff, Brian Tyree Henry, Salma Hayek, Leah McHugh, Don Lee, and Angelina Jolie. So those are all those names. It comes out. So they're releasing a lot of movies, and the one thing that I'm curious about, so they said that they're not they didn't have time to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 or Fantastic Four or Mutants or Captain Marvel 2 or Black Panther 2. I'm wondering, why didn't he say, we also don't have time to talk about Spider-Man, the third Spider-Man. But Spider-Man Far From Home is out right now, so I didn't expect any announcements regarding its third movie. And also that's like partially Sony's announcement to make as well. So don't know when they're going to announce something like that, but I do think that you guys can expect maybe even another film or two to sneak into Phase 4. These lineups in the past, after they've made the announcements, have been flexible to changing, and I think that it's possible that some things could be snuck in, like a summer release date, like what they usually do for Spider-Man, or just something, just more spots put in. So I think that's also like something that's completely possible. But yeah. Another thing, okay, so I was so, first of all, okay, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that logo, I absolutely love it. It looks so good. I am so excited for Disney Plus. I'm gonna spend so much time watching stuff on that streaming service. I don't think there's ever a streaming service I've wanted more. Literally the amount of stuff that is gonna be on there that I absolutely love, it's just overwhelming me. I just can't. I'm just so excited. So the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that is coming to Disney Plus in the fall of 2020. And obviously with the Captain America logo, the Captain America shield on the logo, that means it's you know, it's there. Baron Zemo is going to be in it. That's awesome, which I think is so cool to do, like that kind of callback to Civil War. And I love that they're bringing that actor back. And oh, and Anthony Mackie said that he put on his version of the Cap suit and that it felt awesome. And I'm like, oh, way to go, Anthony Mackie. Okay, next thing, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Very interesting. I'm wondering when this movie is going to take place in the timeline, because obviously they did the 10 Rings with Iron Man 3 and the Mandarin and all of that, and that's all going to be in this movie. I absolutely, so please, I'm so going to butcher these names. I butchered all the names I've already said. Okay. Simu Liu, Liu, in the title role, and then Awkwafina, who I love Awkwafina, and her new movie, The Farewell or something like that, that it looks really good. Awkwafina, she's great. She's so charismatic, and she's in it, and Tony Leung, oh my god, I'm just embarrassing myself right now. But that's another hero that I need to, I don't know anything about Shang-Chi, so that's another hero that I need to read up on in the comics. Honestly, I've made the executive decision. I'm going to get that Marvel app, and I'm just going to read through it. And because I didn't want to get it because I didn't want to get the subscription. I read all my comics for Spider-Man on this website that's definitely not legal, and it has a lot of really nasty advertisements on it for porn and stuff, and it makes me very uncomfortable, but I'm there for the comics. And you know, I would be willing to to pay to be able to catch up on a lot of information that I do not have, which I'm realizing during these announcements. So very, very excited to read up on Shang-Chi. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys have read comics on this character and if you are excited. And I'm wondering how they're going to tie the story of the Ten Rings in with this movie versus what they did in Iron Man 3, which they kind of messed up in that movie. So, okay, next thing, WandaVision. Very interesting title. It says it takes place after Endgame, and they also said that Wanda Maximoff, what happens in this series, is going to go forward. It's going to like lead her directly into the Doctor Strange sequel. So I'm so happy that Elizabeth Olsen is remaining like a big player in the MCU. I absolutely love the Scarlet Witch, and I feel like in Endgame we finally started to witness like how crazy powerful and interesting she is. And Scarlet Witch has had really crazy storylines in the comics, and I really do think that they will eventually get there. And so I keep saying that I'm very excited to see what they do. I've never really liked the title WandaVision, and I'm confused about how it also stars Paul Bettany if it's set after Endgame. We'll see. We have the adult Monica Rambeau, which is being played by Teyonah Parris, and that's fun. And we've been waiting for Monica Rambeau too, obviously. Prominent character in the comics, mainly the Captain Marvel comics, obviously. But I'm wondering what WandaVision, like what it even is about. But it's arriving in the spring of 2021, which is after Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But the logo is interesting. I don't know. I'm just so why is it called WandaVision and one word too? They couldn't have come up with a better title. Okay, so anyway. Next thing, and I love this logo, is Loki, the Disney Plus Marvel series. So, and I also think it's really interesting that they're actually making all these series canon, whereas most of the time, all the time, well actually Agent Carter kind of, they included the Jarvis from Agent Carter in Endgame. So it's a blurry line, but they like to say that it's not fully canon. It's like, it's not in the MCU proper, aka the movies, but it's like halfway canon, if that makes sense, because yeah, but I feel like these streaming shows, these new streaming shows are MCU proper. That's what they're making it sound like, which is very interesting that they're going this route to like leave. And I think partially it's Disney wanting Kevin Feige to do this to promote the streaming service more, but I think it's very interesting that they're, it's fascinating. But Loki, this is taking place after he teleported with the Space Stone in Endgame. And it's 2012 Loki too. So this is like a world of possibility for this character all of a sudden. And I'm so excited because everybody loves Loki. Everyone. And it's just, I'm very excited. Okay, so the next thing we're talking about, and this is my favorite announcement because I've been waiting so long for a new Doctor Strange movie, and this is the new title, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. That is quite the title, and obviously Benedict Cumberbatch is starring, and the Scarlet Witch, aka Elizabeth Olsen, is going to be in it. Apparently it's going to have a more like gothic feel, and that it's going to be scary. Scott Derrickson said something about he's bringing the scary to the MCU. I am hyped to see what they do with this movie. It's coming out May 7th, 2021. Wow, that's like right before I graduate college. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And the thing is, it's not even that far away, which makes me really freaked out about life. Okay, the logo looks so cool. Obviously all of these logos could be tweaked over the course of the next few years, but it looks really cool. I think the title is very interesting. It's such a Doctor Strange-esque title, and again, I've been waiting for another Doctor Strange movie for so long. I absolutely love that character, and I loved the first Doctor Strange movie. It was the first Marvel movie I actually got to see in theaters, and especially as a fan too. I never saw one in theaters in the first place, but like it was the first one I saw in theaters as a fan, the first one that was released while I was a fan. So I am very excited to see Doctor Strange again on the big screen. It is going to be so much fun, and just especially after Infinity War and Endgame, we've really seen like him powered up, like that crazy thing he did, and him and Scarlet Witch together. Oh, action sequences are going to be just beautiful. I just can't wait. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay, so then what if? So this is the first animated series for the MCU. Also, it's just the first animated anything in the MCU. If you're wondering where my poster went, it just fell on my head, so that's your answer. So What If is going to have like a bunch of characters from Paul Rudd to Natalie Portman being they're voicing characters in this, and it's kind of like presenting alternate realities from the Marvel universe. And honestly, I think there's so much territory that they can go with this What If show, and I actually think it's going to be really interesting. So let's see. And Jeffrey Wright is voicing the Watcher in that. Okay, so the next one, I don't know if I'm like been off the face of the earth if they haven't talked about this at all. I don't know where it came from. I did not expect it. I feel like they definitely have talked about this before and I just forgot. But the Hawkeye series, okay, the logo, super weird. I think it's weird because I feel like it doesn't fit Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye very much, especially the yellow, and it just looks, I don't know. But I'm actually very excited to see more of Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye, and I think that this is a cool way of doing it with the series on Disney Plus. I think it's a cool way to like to give more stories to the character without like, because I don't think Hawkeye necessarily needs another movie. He's, I think, probably going to be in the Black Widow movie, and he'll probably make appearances going forward, but it's cool that they're he's introducing Kate Bishop, which is a character in Marvel Comics, and I don't know how I feel about them introducing a character not in a movie but in a streaming service. We'll see about that, but it's honestly, I'm so curious about like what level these shows are at. Like, are they, because I think when they're produced, they are going to be produced like Stranger Things style, and the fact that they have a certain amount of episodes, which is going to be not many, and the entire, like, it's going to be a cinematic journey, those like watching that season. And so if they do that, I think it would not be hard to keep it all canon in the MCU and keep it like a tight thing. But if they get too serialized, more like network television or just like more episodic, I think it'll be really hard to make it feel like it's fitting into the MCU. So that's another important thing that they should think about going forward. But I also think that they should change this Hawkeye logo because it just looks weird to me. I don't know, with the arrow and the target, it's just so on point that it's weird. Okay, next very big announcement, and going off of the video I literally made a few days ago, Thor. So Thor Love and Thunder. What an interesting name. I feel like maybe my first instinct was what? And maybe it'll grow on me more. Love and Thunder. I don't know. Ragnarok was such a cool title, and obviously it's hugely important in terms of the story they were telling, but Love and Thunder, I don't know how I feel with the love part. I don't know, it's just weird. I don't know, it's growing on me, but it's like not. And then the logo looks so classic to like the original Thor, like 20th century Thor content, let's just say that. It looks really, I really like it, and I think that they did a really good job of sort of like halfway calling back to that in Thor Ragnarok, or even just directly calling back to it, and they're clearly doing that more here. the biggest thing to come out, I think, of the Thor announcement was that Natalie Portman is returning, which is like hilarious and also kind of annoying because, and I like Natalie Portman. She's, I think, an awesome actress, and it's, you know, but I feel like made it clear that she didn't want to be in MCU movies anymore, and now that it's the biggest thing on the face of the earth, she's like, coming back, and this time I'm Lady Thor. And I literally just said in the comments the other day that someone was like really complaining about progressiveness in the MCU and how they were introducing female characters and whatever, and they're like, next thing you know, Thor's gonna be a woman, and I'm like, don't worry, they will never make Thor a woman. And then all these headlines start coming out, Natalie Portman is Lady Thor, and I'm like, oh my god. Ugh. So here's the thing, I'm perfectly okay with them giving Jane Foster a more well-rounded storyline. It kind of just really cut off. And obviously Thor has some unresolved emotions towards their relationship, but having her come back after so long and then all of a sudden being Thor, I just it's a little too much for me, especially because of her absence from the MCU. It's obviously the place to be if you're an actor right now, but I just I don't know. I'm sure maybe with time it'll sit more and more well with me, but we'll see. The thing I'm most interested about with this new movie and the announcements surrounding it is Tessa Thompson, and she said that Valkyrie is looking for her queen, basically confirming that she is a member of the LGBTQ plus community, which is amazing. So obviously I feel like we all ship Captain Marvel and Valkyrie, and so I really hope they do that. But I'm very interested to see, and they have to have a Captain Marvel cameo in Thor: Love and Thunder. I feel like their paths will just cross so cleanly. It'd just be such a good, even if it was for a short time, it'd be so cool. Okay, so Thor: Love and Thunder, another big thing, and that's coming in November 2021, and Thor: Ragnarok came out in the fall as well, so not a surprise there. Next big announcement is Black Widow, which we all knew was happening because it was filming and it already got cast and everything. It's literally filming right now. But they actually showed footage. They showed a trailer for Black Widow, and okay, so I did read the description of it, and I'm really happy about the fact that they're doing the Budapest thing finally. And there's just, honestly, I don't even know what to think about the Black Widow movie in terms of, like, I have no expectations at all. I'm just happy we're getting it. So like, this is a movie we've all wanted for so long. Black Widow, for someone who doesn't have any superpowers in the MCU, unlike and she's not a genius like Tony Stark, who has like a bunch of tech. She's literally just like a spy, and she has some of the coolest action sequences from Iron Man 2 until Endgame. Just watching her fight, watching the way Scarlett Johansson like plays the character, it's just so good. And I like, it's so good. I will never get tired of watching Black Widow on screen, and so I'm so excited for this movie. Again, I'm a little bit nervous about David Harbour, especially because he's playing a character named Alexei, and those of you who have seen Stranger Things 3 know that Alexei was a big character that they introduced in season 3. And yeah, but he's playing Alexei, aka the Red Guardian, and Florence Pugh as Yelena, and O.T. Fagblaney as Mason, Rachel Weisz as Melina, and Kate Shortland is directing. Okay, so definitely butchered all those names still. It comes out 2020, May 1st, 2020. So next spring, not far away, guys. As in, like, we will get actual trailers at some point in the next few months. So Infinity War and Endgame didn't release trailers until, okay, Endgame didn't release a trailer until super late, but Infinity War didn't release a trailer until late November, maybe early December for their May release, which it was before they moved it. So you can expect a Black Widow trailer sometime around that date, although it's hard to base stuff like that off of Endgame and Infinity War because those were such special cases and those movies were so secret. So it's even possible we could get a trailer before then. But obviously they're not going to release this trailer, this footage that they showed to the public, and they don't usually do that. That's not usually a thing Marvel does. So, but go read the description. It was actually very interesting, and I'm very excited about that. And then the final thing that they announced was that Mahershala Ali is playing Blade, another character that I need to read up on. So Blade, I think, if not making it into phase 4, and again, I think that they could be introducing more movies into phase 4 and they just aren't on the original list that they just showed us because they're not finalized in terms of release dates or scripts, or like it's just too early to say stuff like that. Whereas all of these other movies are clearly more in motion, but from clearly they have their casting done, and then I'm sure the scripts are pretty far along if not finished. So Blade could sneak its way into phase 4, and if it's not in phase 4, then it's one of the early movies in phase 5. But I do think it's 100% possible that we could be seeing Mahershala Ali in an end credit scene or even in a cameo in a phase 4 movie coming up soon. So it is 1:45 a.m. and that is all that they talked about on their Marvel panel. Very, very interesting stuff. I really cannot wait for this Marvel hiatus to be over and to be re-immersing back into the world. Let me know, please, in the comments down below, what is your favorite announcement from this entire panel? And was there anything that you really wanted them to talk about that they didn't, aka like the Fantastic Four, Immunes, but he did name drop those things. So what do you think about all of that? What do you think about the casting, the logos, everything that they gave us? And on the off chance, if any of you were actually there, please let me know in the comments, what was your experience like? Those of the community that was in Hall H said that they've never felt it so loud, which is absolutely crazy. And it's so, honestly, I would have given a foot and an arm to go, no I wouldn't have, but like I would have given a lot to go to that panel. It would have been so much fun. So here's to the future. Maybe it will happen one day. Anyway, I'm again so excited to talk about this with all of you guys. It'll be so much fun going forward to cover all of this Marvel material, and I cannot wait to get first looks at a lot of these movies, and especially the streaming shows. I'm just so excited to explore those characters more because they've all been side characters, and so I'm just so excited to see them like captain their own ship and go on their own journeys and like really like focus on them, because you can only focus so much on a certain character if it's not their movie or if it's team up movie. It's just, I'm just so excited. So which one are you the most excited for? Let me know, and subscribe if you want to see all of my Marvel coverage going forward into phase 4. And I wonder what this new saga is going to be called. And obviously I think we can all agree that well, I don't know, it could be Doctor Doom, but I think we all think that Galactus is going to be the next big villain for the MCU. That's very exciting. Which of these movies do you think is going to tease Galactus the most? Or do you think they're going to wait until the next Avengers movie, which is way down the line? Okay, so again, let me know what you guys think, and I'm going to go to bed because I'm very tired. Okay, have a good day, everyone. Bye.